Breaking news. Kandara, Gauntmo, Dirain, and Bowder counties were hit hard by the unnatural biohazard on the night of June 12th to 13th. According to eyewitnesses, the arrival of the so-called red mist was sudden. 6 minutes after midnight, the first reports of strange cases of illnesses and unnatural changes in the shape of the bodies of infected people began to appear. There were also occasional reports of tall, deformed bodies appearing in the mist. All records, reports, and documentation related to the deformed, enormous creatures should be reported to the State Anomalous Figure Organization's information.
White Door opened. An ARG horror series structured around anomalous figures and supernatural events taking place in the early 90s. It's a relatively new series with its first post uploaded on April 29, 2023. Surprisingly, there's already 16 videos on the channel that consist of lost footage, TV broadcasts, and unclassified material. The series is riddled with disturbances and subliminal messages that make you question the truth behind it all. So if you're looking for some horror mystery, you've come to the right place. Let's walk into the world of White Door Opened. The series kicks off with a video provided by the State Organization of Anomalous Figures, an American agency that investigates supernatural events. They detail all recorded anomalous figure types and how to proceed if you encounter one.
Currently, we are able to distinguish two types of supernatural events. Belong to them: mental events, biological events. Psychic events are changes in the brain responsible for the perception of the environment. They are responsible, among others, for the misplacements of objects or changes in the construction of rooms, buildings and space around the person affected by the anomaly. Most often, however, the anomaly occurs after a person has come into contact with a biological event, so it is quite easy to diagnose. Biological events are unnaturally occurring plants, creatures or humanoid figures seemingly resembling shapes familiar to humans, focusing the attention of a potential victim. Any contact with the above-mentioned facilities should be reported to the emergency number. Reporting the incident in detail is still possible. Any attempt to make physical contact with the anomaly is not allowed.
The video advises viewers to call an emergency number if they encounter an anomaly, and any attempt to make physical contact is not allowed. Their choice of words here is concerning. If an individual was to encounter an anomaly, naturally, they would keep their distance, but the use of the term "not allowed" implies a stronger sense of restriction. As for the anomalous figures, there are several, each having their own capabilities. Traces appear as plants, grass, and vines, almost entirely black in color and cast no shadow. Physical contact triggers a minimum 6-day psychic event. When one gets close to the headless, it relentlessly pursues its victim, leaving little to no chance of escape. The headless decapitates its prey and carries their head with it. Nephilim are four-legged bony creatures with gray skin and a single mouth. When they are nearby, they emit a rumbling sound. Close proximity to a Nephilim results in a psychic event, rendering the victim vulnerable to an attack. The copyman can assume the appearance of any dead body, and its true form remains unknown. It possesses remarkable speeds, but often chooses to wait for its victims. An incident in 1993 provided that the entity can communicate with humans and imitate their voices. Stretch is emitted through touch or droplets. It causes severe bodily damage, resulting in death within a week of contact. All that remains is a disfigured body and an obscure red liquid. Now that we're acquainted with these entities, let's learn how to survive an encounter.
Now we can answer the right question: how to behave in the case of an anomalous incident. First, look around. Find out what type of anomaly you are dealing with. If the anomaly is in sight, stay calm. Carefully move away from the anomaly, making sure it's not heading in your direction. Find shelter. Stay away from the white door. Follow the shadow, it will keep you safe. Above all, don't run.
We have yet to make it through the first upload, and we're confronted with a series of enigmatic occurrences. As the steps are being read aloud, the music abruptly cuts, Once the white door is mentioned, although it seems out of place, it's likely to hold crucial significance moving forward. Additionally, as the words "don't run" are displayed on the screen, we are exposed to our first cryptic message. It's encoded in a Caesar cipher, which translates to, "Bring me your head, children." Beneath it, there are a few rearranged words that read, "They are deceased." I don't know for certain who this message is from, but I suspect it to be the headless, given its tendency for decapitation and leaving its victim deceased. There is also a disturbance at the start of the video where we see the headless at the end of a long hallway, which could support this. It's something to keep in mind as we move forward. Next on the list is a public announcement in Poland on May 6, 2004. Translating it to English reads, "Attention! The announcement applies to Lotski and Wielkopolski Vovol ships. According to recent reports, anomalous entities were observed in the above provinces. Using the clarification of anomalous entities written down by the US-American agency SOF, the population is asked to stay at home and tightly close windows and doors. If you see any tall deformed beings, call the emergency number using standard procedures for anomalous incidents. The report is in effect as of June 5th until the supernatural threat is eliminated." Based on the information we have, there have been documented instances of supernatural threats dating back to as early as 1993. The fact that an incident has now surfaced in Poland in 2004 suggests that these anomalous figures are on the move, expanding their reach beyond previous locations. As the public announcement concludes, a message appears at the bottom of the screen, translated as, "Do not run away." In the second half of this upload, we are given access to an audio log featuring Tim and Mark. Their task is to search for anomalous clues. However, the content of the audio recording indicates that their encounter with the Type 3 Nephilim had dire consequences, and it's likely that they did not survive the ordeal.
Hej, Mark, słyszałeś o tych dwóch nastolatkach, które zwiedzały ten stary tunel? Co się stało? Cóż, mieli zostać w domu jak wszyscy inni. Rządowi wyświetlili specjalny komunikat, ale oni i tak zdecydowali się pojechać. Dotarli aż do końca tunelu i znaleźli martwe ciało. Trup to w sumie ostatnia rzecz, jakiej się tutaj spodziewam. Czekaj, było coś jeszcze? Mieliśmy raport. Z nagrania wynikało, że widzieli też tę dziwną postać bez głowy. Jak myślisz, czym to jest? Nie mam pojęcia. Przylazło kiedyś i zaczęły się komunikaty. W aktach wspominali o jakiejś górze w stanie Kandara. Czy któryś z nich w ogóle przeżył? Jeden. Drugi podszedł zdecydowanie za blisko. Jego ciało znaleźli tydzień temu w polu. Słyszysz to? Myślisz, że to Nefili? Prawdopodobnie. Żadnego jeszcze na oczy nie widziałem. Patrz tam. Kurw, ogromny. Zgłoś to, potrzebujemy wsparcia. Czekaj. Czy to światło? Czy one mają świecący łeb zamiast głowy? Nie pamiętam, że chodząca latarnia morska. Japin idzie na nas. Grupa C3, zgłaszamy anomalię trzeciego typu. Nefili w okolicy wsi idzie na nas.
It is revealed that two teenagers ventured into an old tunnel and stumbled across a lifeless body. During their exploration, they encountered a particular figure with the lack of a head, likely belonging to the Type 2 headless anomaly. Sadly, only one of the teens survived, as their body was discovered in the field just a week prior. However, what adds an additional layer of intrigue is the question posed by Tim in the recording. Do Nephilims possess a light on their head? According to information we have received, they don't, so this raises two possibilities. Either Soph lacks information of what this type is truly capable of, or the Nephilim manipulated their perception through a psychic event, leading them to see a bright light where there was none. The recording captures a noise that can be associated to the psychic event, further supporting this explanation. Next up, we have a commercial from 1996. Lucianic products are selling something called Heliucid, which is supposed to make you feel happy. But that's not all we're here for. Toward the end of the advertisement, we observe something disturbing. Let's have a look.
Are you tired from being the saddest and weirdest person on Earth? Now you don't have to. This fantastic remedy has been recreated with the help of Lutanix's research facility. Thanks to the brilliant combination of liquid helium with a special type of psychedrin, you can feel much better today. This wonderful drug guarantees you happiness, pride, losing excess weight. Remember to use it every day. Possible side effects include excessive weakening of the immune system, loss of consciousness, bloody vomiting, drying of the skin, losing the ability to touch the ground. Feel lighter today with Heliucid.
Heliucid is a drug that guarantees happiness, pride, and weight loss. But of course, it comes with its minor side effects. Let's move on to the ending. Given the lack of information provided, it's hard to make out the details behind what's going on here. It appears someone is crying in a room for reasons that are unknown. When the door is open, she momentarily pauses, and we are met with a sudden piercing screech. Initially, I believed this to be her, but now I'm unsure. It's possible that the sound could have came from whoever opened the door. However, this sounds highly illogical. But what if what showed up was not human? Either they're terrified by who they saw, or something happened beyond our understanding. It's May 14th, 1993. And we have a report of actions taken by the Lucianic organization.
We observed this situation and it did not fill us with optimism. For example, because of the area that has been gradually degraded as a result of the crash of this something, they had and we have no idea what it is either. They sent a probe, watched the surface, but nothing more. We're just collecting information. They started to study it and mentioned its structure. They want to exploit it. From the moment it was on Earth, they too began to think differently. All as if their fascination turned into a sick obsession. There were too many possibilities. At the moment, the only thing left is the fear that they will eventually do something that we will all regret later.
It appears something crashed into the moon. From here, it gets a little blurry. Whatever was on the moon made its way to Earth, and they became obsessed with its possibilities. This can't be good. And at the end, for a fraction of a second, we observe this tower. This upload is nothing more than a song, but the visuals convey a deeper message, with the background being the tower from the observation. Examining the description of the video provides key information on the context of the tape. It reads, "A lost tape in an old radio tower building in South Durain. The recording was found next to a dead body, right at the entrance of the radio tower. The lack of skin suggests that the person fell victim to Copyman. Alas, Copyman makes his appearance. Let's proceed." At the 32-second mark for a single frame, we see a strange figure whose identity remains unclear. Midway through the song, we are confronted with two cryptic messages. The first states, "It doesn't matter, they died. The oppressor took their heads." The second message reads, "Children, come to the white door." Once again, the white door is brought into focus, and it appears that something or someone is calling children towards it. The in-sound theory. A device is created that allows people to see beyond the ability of the naked eye. As different wave types are being listed, there's a disturbance in the background. Do you see it? I would be lying if I said I didn't stare at this for a while, attempting to decipher its meaning. A demon inside of someone? Someone holding a head? Is that the moon in the background? I believe this to be of importance, but I failed to come to a clear understanding. Poland, March 16th, 2006. A message is left in the description that helps with context. It reads, "Group A12, we're not sure how it got so deep. He may have been chasing a potential victim before. Going deeper, we met a civilian, probably lured by the sounds coming from inside the quarry. We checked her and we know she's not infected. No other anomalies were found." They found someone and a cell phone that contained something unexpected. Whoever it belonged to recorded an encounter with an anomaly on February 17th, 2006. Based on the entries that follow, it appears that they survived. Let's get into the footage. Wait, there's a problem here. In the beginning, the anomaly type is blurred out, which is not alarming, but we already know all the variants, so what's the need to blur it? Unless we don't. Solely from its face, it fits none of the types we know. For starters, it's not a headless, for obvious reasons. Traces take the shape of plants, and Stretch does not have a physical form like this. That leaves Copyman and Nephilim. We know Copyman takes the form of a dead body, and its true form has never been seen. However, it's said to have white muscles, which is not the case here. The most plausible type would be Nephilim, although they don't have eyes, just a single mouth. This suggests that this particular entity may be an advanced variant of one of the known 5 types, or it's an entirely new anomaly. This idea is supported by the description. There are no photographs or records in documents. It doesn't look like the others. It's different. We're going back, June 12th, 1993. The Red Mist.
Attention! Due to the growing biohazard of unknown origin, the people of are asked to stay at home, close doors and windows. If possible, take shelter in an attic, on a roof or in a place 5 to 10 meters above the ground. In case of close contact with Category 4 hazardous biological waste, immediately isolate the infected person and report the case to the nearest medical facility. The State Organization of Anomalous Figures informs, any incident resulting in the discovery of bodies should be reported without delay to the emergency number, referring to Procedure B2. First of all, you should stay calm.
Stay calm.
During this incident, a tragic event occurred resulting in the loss of 146 lives. Only 5 individuals managed to survive the ordeal and were transported to a secure facility for further observation. We know this, but I can't help but wonder who was behind this and what became of those 5. May 10th, 1993 marked the day of a crucial event relating to something called Object A02 and an unclassified anomalous object that is not named. We were provided with a map that contains a clear path taken by someone named Jeremy. The path connects various locations including Russia, Turkmenistan, Poland, France, Greenland, Sweden, and Antarctica, while Sweden appears to hold something of importance. The map exhibits numerous red dots scattered across different regions. However, one red dot stands out as unusual. It's positioned in the middle of the South Atlantic Ocean.
Dette basen. Vi fant dette stedet. Vi fant dette skjæret. For å være ærlig så hadde alt vært bra hvis det ikke var for at vi I tillegg til skåren har ferske spor her. Det ikke et dyr. Og det definitivt ikke menneskelig.
It's clear that whoever traveled here did not want to be followed. Based off what is said about the footprints, tampering with this frame, we notice whatever they're talking about is changing form. Within the same frame, the words, "He's not alive" are displayed. Jeremy is awake. He's not alive, indicating a paradoxical state of existence. Shifting our attention to March 5th, 2006, a phone call between 2 unidentified individuals revolved around none other than Jeremy.
Everything was overgrown with vegetation. It's not easy to get there, but somehow I'll find a way. This can give us a lot of information. Maybe we will finally get to know what Jeremy is. That's an odd name for such a creature. The agency has already started snooping around too, but I think I'll be able to dig up the truth soon. They hid it from us. No one knew and no one was supposed to know what was going on in their shitty research facilities. But hey, the sun rises and slowly reveals the truth from the depths of darkness. I just hope it's not too late.
So the research facilities have been keeping secrets. I wouldn't put it past them. And this person is working to expose the truth of this madness. The letter at the end includes an illustration of a circle and surrounding it the phrase, "I miss you," written multiple times. Could this be a letter to Jeremy? We know he's not alive, so it's possible. In this upload, we are granted an inside look into the research laboratories, where remarkable development is taking place. Laboratories are employing shards to merge them into animals and humans.
Critical failure. Research room on level -2 cut off from power. Control panels inactive. Damage to wall 5 of supernatural objects vault has been detected.
Whatever their intention is for the collider, it can't be good. The same goes for the security breach. This is a public announcement in Poland of an entity in the area. We are then provided with a short excerpt. This is what it entails. In the ancient abyss, darkness gave rise to powerful beings. A sphere emerged, initially empty but gained consciousness over time. It imitated the creators of the universe, but became fascinated by a void it encountered. The sphere transformed, losing its original form. Consciousness merged with a new colossal shape, giving birth to the entity Dobda, which oppresses the old and powerful. Once again, we find ourselves watching another Heliucid advertisement, but this time the atmosphere is different. The ad takes a more unsettling tone compared to the previous iteration. We're placed in a room with sounds of distant thrashing, and the haunting screech appears once more.
Are you tired of being depressed? Do you feel like the weirdest person in the world? Now you don't have to. Take Heliucid and feel lighter than ever. The antidepressant effect, combined with the latest discovery of medicine, improves the feeling of emotions, additionally supporting slimming. Now you can enjoy life 100%. Take Heliucid and sign up for the trial program today.
I must admit, the complexity of the series can be a bit overwhelming, but fortunately, the next video begins with a condensed synopsis that helps tie up some loose ends and provides additional information. In the pursuit of discovering other life forms, humans set out probes to other planets, only to encounter a life form that found its way back to Earth. The message, the dead blind sphere, found the forgotten children. Displayed early in the video established a connection to the story of the blind sphere and the reoccurring theme of calling for children throughout the series. In an attempt to alleviate global panic, Lucianic Productions created Heliucid. However, given everything we know, I'm not sure they can be trusted. We are also given insight on the previous security breach. Benjamin Fischer, Project Shard supervisor responsible for the damage of the containment walls for anomalous objects, has been arrested on charges conducting experiments resulting in human death. His behavior did not seem normal since being arrested and transported for questioning, he has not spoken a single word. Gontamoy and Durain counties have been decontaminated. Both of these locations were hit by the Stretch incident in June 12, 1993. Durain is also where the old tower is, the one where the copyman appeared. Now that we're up to date, let's continue with the upload. August 20th, 2003, Canadaria National Park. Tyler Hudson traveled into the national park and appeared to undergo a psychic event. We are then met with something peculiar. Of course, a URL. This series just keeps giving. Let's check this out. State Organization of Anomalous Figures. This appears to be the agency's official website. It's a single page that contains familiar content that we have encountered throughout the series. Oddly enough, the only image is a photograph of the collider, and waiting for us at the bottom of the page are the words, "Jeremy is awake." There is not much here, but I believe it might have importance as the series continues. In the concluding moments of the video, we are confronted with two significant messages. On May 10th, 1993, an unidentified object known as a shard fell near Mount Cuddum in Kandahar County. Before entering the atmosphere, the object broke into several pieces, which fell, among others, in Antarctica, Greenland, Sweden, Norway, America, Russia, and Poland. One of the fragments of the shard fell in an unspecified location somewhere in the South Atlantic Ocean. This explains a lot. These must be the ones used in the collider and the focus of Benjamin's shard project. This connection suggests that the shards are not only objects of interest, but also mark the locations indicated on Jeremy's map, including the small speck in the South Atlantic Ocean and Kandahar County. Where have we heard this before? Let me jog back your memory to June 5th, 2014, Poland, where Tim and Mark are discussing the two teens who went into the old tunnel. We had a report that day. The recording showed that they saw a strange figure without a head. What do you think this is? I have no idea. It came once the alerts began. The files mentioned a mountain in Kandahar State. When they were discussing the Type 2 headless, they mentioned it appeared around the same time an obscure event took place in a mountain in Kandahar State, which we now know the mountain to be Cuddum. This means the birth of these anomalous types are potentially linked to these shards. The next message is coded. It is not Ben anymore. He tried to kill it. Jeremy told him the truth. Ben is believed to be Benjamin Fitcher, and Jeremy is this, I think. But what did Benjamin try to kill? It's perplexing, and given what we know, I believe we lack information to make sense of this. For the last upload, we have Deep Blue Sky. Oh yeah, you know exactly where we're going. They are exploring the ocean, but they are not alone. As they go deeper, they find something interesting. There you have it. Today, we searched through the entire series of White Door Opened. It's been a long journey, but we've arrived at the most recent upload. I found the more I looked into the series, the more questions I had, like, who is Jeremy, and what's the truth behind these shards? This channel is fairly new and the series is still developing, so go check out their stuff and show them some support. If you enjoyed the video, I recommend subscribing to the channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.